And welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It is a Dan and Ann day because Ann is back. Welcome back, Ann. How are you feeling?
I am better than yesterday.
We're getting a little worried about you.
That stomach virus is no joke. Like, it took me out. My husband too.
Oh.
For a day. For 24 hours.
Yeah.
It was rough.
You want to tell us about it?
No, you don't want to hear about it. I never let me say this. I never threw up, but I wished I could have.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought maybe that might make me feel better.
We
were just
feeling
nauseous the entire time.
Oh,
it
my
was
gosh.
bad. But anyway,
where did it come from, you think?
Who knows? I mean, who knows? You know, we're both in public places at times.
Yeah. You think? Oh,
I think I probably got it from him, is what I think, and he picked it up somewhere, or vice versa. Yeah, it sucked. It just sucked.
Well,
that's all.
Well, we missed you yesterday.
Well, I felt bad that I couldn't be here.
I looked at the latest ratings.
Yeah, and
it went down by one person.
Oh, that's not enough to make a significant impact, Dan. Thanks. I'll just stay home tomorrow too. I'll let you do the show by yourself.
No,
y'all.
Do
you know what the worst part was?
What's that?
People out here listening and watching was the fact that I knew that Dan was probably going to have to fly solo, and that paralyzes me to think about me having to do that. It does a little bit. So I thought, you know, okay, but he powered through it, I reckon. So yay.
We got through the hour.
You did, and you did it. You were good at it.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'd be looking up something to talk about. That's probably what I did.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess, I don't know if people understand or not. When you're a DJ, when you're jockeying discs is what the term is.
Yes, the old term.
About. When you run out of things to say, which is like a minute or two, you put on a song. Yeah. Yeah, our show has no singing.
It's us.
We can't put songs on.
We could sing for you, but it would not be a pretty sight, probably.
Well, they would probably catch the algorithm and say, "Hey, you're trying to monetize us, and we're going to put a stop to that."
Off for that.
So anyway, I'm glad you're back.
Well,
glad
thank
you're
you.
Not so much glad you're back, but glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. Me too. I appreciate that.
Yeah. We had a great guest. It's a Wednesday. This is our hump day.
That was a little rough.
Yeah, it was rough. So
That's okay.
I'm taking it easy on you.
Thank you.
Your hump is not as good as
it's not. I'm not humping along quite as well as I do usually.
We had a great interview yesterday with Branson Coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were in here, and they got a big deal going on. Easter egg. They got up there in the parking lot. It sits right across from Walmart, and they've got a parking lot area, and then they've got a commons area where they're going to have a little Easter egg hunt for kids up there.
Okay.
And that's going to be, I think you said Friday.
Okay.
So.
But I bet you can go to Branson Coaster's website or something and find out more.
And then they're going to have a Mother's Day. On Mother's Day.
What are they going to hunt, mothers?
No. If you bring your mother, they get to ride free. So all mothers.
That's neat.
All mothers get to come.
Like even the little kids, the husbands, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Your little kid can bring their mother.
There you go.
Free.
For free. Get to ride the Branson Coaster.
You betcha. Hey, Stone Bank is our sponsor.
Yes.
Boulder Bank.
Now, are we having...
Friday will be a representative from Stone Bank in here.
Good
so
deal.
We look forward to having Jackson Murray on the show. And I think they'll probably make some periodic visits with us.
Okay.
Highlighting things that Stone Bank has and the people in it. So.
All right. Maybe they'll come in and check our interest.
Maybe. Are we still talking about Dick's 5 and Dime?
Dick's 5 and Dime?
Yeah.
Still going on?
Yeah.
I don't have any information.
$100 shopping sprees given away, and I don't have new names of who has won, but please shop there during the streetscape. Mm-hmm. Or I think it's ended. The street. I'm not sure. Y'all,
yeah,
I
haven't been up there lately.
That,
but I know that Phase 4 is going on right now, so there may still be some construction and beautification going on.
I thought they said that it was over.
Well, it may be.
We'll see.
Maybe over.
But anyway, shop at Dick's 5 and Dime for some really unique gifts.
If you're an oldie like we are, if you've never been to Dick's 5 and Dime, you probably go in and say, wow, I haven't seen that in 50 years or 20 years or 30 years or whatever. They've got a lot of unique nostalgic stuffs in there.
shop at Sterling's back in the day here?
Yeah.
Boy, I did too. I loved that creaky old floor, and there was Birchall's at some point. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
All right. Looks like it's going to be sunny today.
Yay, because it was cold this morning.
Excuse me. High near 74 degrees, light and variable winds, gust up to 20 miles per hour. And then overnight low tonight is going to be around 54 degrees. 10% chance of showers moves into the area after 5 a.m. tomorrow or tonight. And then Thursday, sunny with a high near 81 degrees, breezy, gust up to 30 miles per hour. Thursday night, low 65, getting warmer for the overnight. And then Friday, 30% chance of showers moves into the area, 82 degrees. Friday night, showers likely, 70% chance of showers, low around 62. And then Saturday,
showers and a possible thunderstorm possible 80% possible on Saturday with a high of 72, and then Saturday night showers and possibly a thunderstorm on that date with a chance of precip being 80%. You know, this has gone significantly up since last
it has.
Last week.
I think the rain is coming in sooner than what we thought.
Yeah, you know, that's fine because then I can turn my dirt for my garden, maybe, because it'll be all wet.
Have you planted anything yet?
No, I haven't planted anything yet.
All right.
But I'm gonna. Sunday is showers likely and a possible thunderstorm, a 70% chance of precip with a high of 70, and Sunday night a 40% chance of showers, low around 46. Monday 72 for the high, Monday night 49 for the low, and Tuesday a high of 78 with no chance of rain Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
As of this moment.
Oh.
That's all I have to say about that.
All right.
Do you plant? You don't plant anything.
Kelly's wanted to plant something. I turned the garden the other day.
Oh.
Got the old tractor out.
So you really did. You put it in the ground. We've got like the raised things.
Well, we did have raised things, and they just got unruly, so we're just going to go in the ground.
Yeah. The only part I hate is the weeding part. I don't like the
on
weed.
the ground.
Yeah, I don't like the weed.
You know, the garden's probably as big as this room, maybe.
That's pretty big.
Not a lot of weeding. You just
there
get
is.
out there with a hoe and whistle.
If you're consistent and catch it, I think you're probably better off. But
yeah, I mean, twice a week or once a week or whatever.
This past Monday, I was at a meeting, and it was with some people a lady from Plants, Etc. And she was talking about if you use potting soil, that you get what you pay for. So if you're using potting soil, she said you need to get a quality one that has the, I guess, the ingredients that you want in it, not just crud.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're out there, if you're planting flowers or something, just bear that in mind, because that may be my problem. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, well, we've got some extra fertilizer around because we got the horse. You know.
You gonna let poop on the garden?
Yes.
But if you let it, I mean, you have to spread it in there.
Yeah, it's not in its original
form. That's what I'm thinking.
No,
he's just gonna let it go poop in there.
It's all trampled down and it's all, you know.
Well, okay, I use chicken. The
chicken. Yeah.
Poop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm a little
Poop's
low.
good.
I'm a little
Poop's
low.
good.
It's kind of bothering me. There we are.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You know, adjust your camera.
Do I need to?
I don't know.
No,
I
fine.
think you're good.
I don't care.
Okay. Topic to ponder yesterday.
Today. Yesterday.
Yesterday was a good one too.
I didn't answer it. I couldn't. I couldn't come.
You couldn't think.
I couldn't think.
Yeah. Well, you know, I get you. I understand why you couldn't think.
Can I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have it?
Yesterday's?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have it.
Okay.
Here.
What are 3 of your favorite music groups? Yesterday.
Yeah, we had some unusual ones. I thought it was very unusual. Let's see if I can find it.
Such as who? Animals. Leslie King, the Animals, dude.
Do you remember the Animals, or is that before your time?
No, I don't think I listened to them.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know what that one is. God love you, Robert Phelan.
Yeah, he goes. I read his yesterday on the air.
He's named about 6 bands.
Well,
people.
yeah, he's
he can't make up his mind.
No, he can't make up his mind.
And probably it's a season of his life.
Right. And he wanted to talk about, well, are we talking about groups or individuals? And he went into both. So, I mean, he covered the whole spectrum. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, we had several. But you want to do today's? I think today's is a good, today's topic to ponder is.
Yes.
Will get some attention.
Let's do it.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Okay. The question, the topic to ponder today is name the first name of 3 of your closest friends or relatives. And I just now read that correctly because I thought it was just relatives, and I didn't know if that's people you were married to or if that was your blood relative.
Well, you answered this.
I did not.
Oh, no, you responded to an answer.
Oh, yeah. Because one of our top fans said Dan, Ann, and Wanda. I thought that was kind of cute there. Anyway.
Yeah, and then my wife says Sydney, Dan, and Linda. That's her daughter and me and her mother.
That's cool.
That's probably your very closest nucleus would probably be the first 3. Anyway.
She said who? Who did Kelly say?
Sydney.
Okay.
Dan and Linda. Linda's her
See,
mother.
I didn't know if we were supposed to do blood relatives or it doesn't matter. I overthink it.
Closest friends or relatives.
Okay, who's yours?
It'd be Kelly.
Okay.
Kelly and Ian and Gil, probably.
Yeah,
those are my closest, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Well, not Ian and Gil, but Richard, William, and
there you go.
Robert. So
you'd have to put 4 in there. You have to add a cat or a.
Well, I'd have to add Brad. You know, if I have 4, then I could add Brad. But
there you go.
Know,
yeah.
There you are. He didn't ask all that.
Well, and the one thing I worry about doing a question like this is, who are you going to name first?
My spouse.
Well, the other ones would say, "Oh, so I'm less important."
Oh, I did it in order of age.
Oh.
You know.
I'm just grateful that I was even
that
named.
you were in that you were included.
I don't mind being last as long as I'm included. Lord have mercy.
You know, they put you first. They put you first. Leslie King put you first.
Oh, does that bother you? That's why I say a little bit. Okay,
little bit.
I think he was only doing it because I asked the question yesterday.
That's perhaps so, or because we are Dan and Ann.
And knew that you weren't going to be here, and maybe he thought maybe she'll never come back. So I've got to say Dan first.
Leslie, I didn't have anything to do with throwing you under the bus just now. That was all Dan.
I have a way of doing that, I guess, don't I?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You think you're so sly about it.
End up with one foot in my mouth and the other's trying to get in.
Dude, we're going to have to put you down on the ground, pull them both out. I don't know. Oh, boy. Howdy.
Oh, boy. You think we should move on to history?
Yes, I think we should move on.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Good evening from the CBS News Control Center in New York. This is Walter Cronkite reporting.
63 years ago today, Walter Cronkite took over for Douglas Edwards as anchor of the CBS Evening News, and there's never been another Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, and then who's Douglas Edwards?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Saturn V lifting off the pad, building up thrust. We cleared the tower.
What an iconic sound. I listened to that when I was growing up, and it never changes. 53 years ago today, Apollo 16 lifted off from Kennedy Space Center. On board were astronauts John Young, Charles Duke, and Ken Mattingly. It was the 5th mission to the moon. Launch control counted down the blast-off, and there you heard it.
Let me ask you something. That if we have time, I want to talk to you about the ladies going up in space yesterday.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you
I
about
talked about that a little bit yesterday.
Oh, okay. See, I missed the show, so.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. One bell, I guess?
No, there's several.
Okay. I'm waiting.
It takes a while.
Are you kidding?
No.
Where's the other bell?
There it is. It takes that much time for the guy to come down from the rope as the bell pulls him up. He's got to come back down and pull it.
Do you have any idea how many of those there are?
There's probably one more.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
We're not making fun of the story, but the bell. Come on. Okay. April 16, 2007, 18 years ago, student Sung-Hee Chu killed 32 people on the campus of Virginia Tech before taking his own life. And that was the sound of church bells
I don't know why
the day of shooting.
Oh, the day of the shooting. Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, I think going back to my room and seeing her stuff, taking a shower and seeing like her little spongy thing like hanging with mine. It's like, where is she? I want her back.
This was her classmate that was her roommate during the same event back then.
And this next one we cannot play, but singer Bobby Vinton was born on this day, 1935. He's 90 years old.
Oh.
Blue Velvet was one of his
Didn't he
big
have
hits.
a theater in Branson for a while?
I think he did.
Yeah, the Vinton Theater.
Yeah.
I'm out there busting my buns every night. Tell your old man to drag Walton and Lanier up and down the court for 48 minutes.
This was a retired basketball player. It's a birthday cut. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was born on this day in 1947. He's 78 today. He played for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers. Off the court, Abdul-Jabbar made numerous guest appearances in film and TV.
Oh, good.
And he was even on Airplane. Mm-hmm. I think he played with, I can't think. I can't think of the name. Anyway, he played in a martial arts movie.
Oh.
With Bruce Lee.
Oh,
I think that was him. I think that was him.
My name is Alan. I'm Charlie's brother. I live on his fold-out couch. I'm sorry. I'll drive you back.
Okay, actor John Cryer was born on this day in 1965. He's 60. He played Alan Harper on 2.5 Men.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then, let's not overcomplicate matters unnecessarily. My name is Elizabeth.
Actually, her name is Claire Foy, and she was born on this day in 1984, 41 years ago. She played Queen Elizabeth II for the first 2 seasons of Netflix's series The Crown.
Did you watch that?
Kelly watches it. I'm not too familiar with it.
I watched it for a while.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
we're going to take a break. We have Kris Anderson and Roni Combs here to talk about the Buffalo Riders and the girls riding it together.
Grit.
Grit. Oh, that's what that means.
Yep.
Grit.
Grit.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have them in the studio, and we'll talk about what they do they have an event or a
I just
thing going
happened
on?
to see that they were kind of ramping up.
Yeah, well, if they want to get on bikes, they probably do this on a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll find out what their next event will be, and we'll have them in the studio in just a few minutes. Stick around, stay with us. You're listening to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. And welcome back to Around the Table. In the studio with us, we have Kris Anderson and Roni Combs. And Kris is representing the Buffalo Riders. And Ronnie's here to talk about the grit.
Yes.
Grit.
Which is part of the whole Buffalo Riders,
Yeah.
correct?
It is. It's a part of the NICA program.
But these are the girls riding it together.
Yes.
And what is that? Do you guys ride together, or is it set? Do the girls get to ride by themselves? How's that work?
Both. The goal for Grit is to grow girls and female coaches in NICA and get them out there to develop more skills on the mountain bike, but also more social skills off the bike.
Is there an age category for that?
We do 5th grade up through 12th grade.
Okay.
So
But that's a good time, you know, and yeah, that's a great sport, I would think.
And when you talk about mountain biking, do you do? Are there times when you just ride your bikes on the street too?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you like and what do you do in a mountain bike?
When what NICA, the National Interscholastic Cycling Association.
Thank you. I was going to ask you that.
What NICA is cross country mountain biking. And so when you say mountain biking, everybody thinks like Red Bull Rampage and doing jumps and backflips. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. This is, think cross-country running, except you're doing it on a bike. And so now there are jumps, and you can go up in the air. We have berms and rocks that you roll over, everything. But these are kid-friendly, the way that we do it. So NICA courses are specific. So, for example, you can't have anything over 18 inches of a drop. Okay, not very.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and so it's not the big jumps, and the parents always ask us that. You know, is it dangerous?
Nobody wants their kid hurt.
Right. But mountain biking is very popular, and cross-country mountain biking. This is the second fastest growing high school sport in the nation right now.
Okay, mountain biking versus cross country, Mike. Is that two different things then?
No, it's
okay. It's all synonymous. Okay,
right.
All right.
Our particular brand is cross country, which is, like I said, it's like cross country running, except you're doing it on a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does somebody go scope out these trails for y'all to ride on?
Yes,
I hope so.
Yes, we have a circuit. We travel all over the state of Arkansas.
Okay.
The past 2 years, we have had races here in Harrison out on the college campus at the Pioneer Wilderness Trail. And just so the city of Harrison knows, last year we had a race here, and at the end of the season, the league does a little survey on which venue they like best. They liked Harrison best. Yay!
Oh,
we did a good job.
That's good.
Our city did a really good job. But we travel all over the state of Arkansas. There's 34 plus teams. They're actually adding teams right now. There's 1,000 kids in this league. We had 24 kids on our team last year, and we're not looking for fast kids on bikes. That's not what we're doing. We call it youth development on 2 wheels. We're more about looking for good human beings. And so one of the things that I really love to talk to the parents about is NICA is a benchless sport. If you want to race, you are going to race. And so our kids, it's funny when we talk about it because we've got kids that make it up on the podium. We have kids that didn't know how to ride a bike when they started the season, and by the end of the season, they're finishing races. And so some of the best racing in NICA are actually with the kids that aren't the fastest on the bikes. And you get to see them make friends, have healthy competition. It's a really good thing. And you should see the parents light up when they figure out if their kid wants to race, they're going to race in a division with other kids about their same speed. Yeah,
and it's probably something that they develop and discover that they enjoy doing it. They become you encourage them or see a skill in them, and you encourage that skill, and you say you need to continue. So it's not so much about how fast you go or competing with someone else. It's about the challenge probably, or part of it. Yeah.
It's very intimidating at first, and but fun. Like you remember riding a bike as a kid.
Oh yeah.
I still get to do that. I get to ride a bike and have fun, and attracting coaches. That's fun too because it's funny. I was talking to a football coach not too long ago, And I was like, well, when's the last time you suited up and actually played football? And, well, in college. And I was like, I rode with my kid yesterday.
There you go.
And so it's like something you can actually do. It's one of those sports that you can do as a family. Mom, dad, the kids, and you can also take it to a competitive and upper level.
Yeah.
And so,
my mom's 78, and she was on the bike riding with us.
yes,
Sweet.
Okay.
yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
And Harrison is also getting new trails to ride on and
That's
new
good, yeah.
greenways to ride on. So we're really excited.
Yeah.
We're really excited.
Now, what's up next for you? What's the next event or competition that you're going to be doing?
This year, it's going to be a big year for NICA Arkansas this year. Our races this year, we're not going to have a race in Harrison this year. We've had them the past 2 years. There won't be one in Harrison. But we get to go to Mountain Home. And, yes, the name of the Mountain Home team is the Cutthroats. They got a really good name. And we're the Buffalo Riders. And there is this rivalry that takes place.
Of course.
There is this rivalry that takes place. So they were here with us last year. We're going to be over there with them this year. So we're going to have our time trial in Mountain Home. Then we go to a new venue, which is in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. And then we're headed to Conway. And, that's going to be a big event down in Conway. Then we go to Hot Springs. Then we go to Fayetteville.
Okay.
Then after Fayetteville, this year is a special year for NICA. We're going to have the state regionals in Arkansas. So there's going to be 7 states plus us involved in this, and our kids get to race in this. It's pretty darn awesome.
Yeah, Ronnie,
Competition's good for them.
Ronnie, I want to talk to you about the grit.
Yes.
Are you looking for more women to be a part of your organization?
Yes.
Tell us a little more about that
We
in
are
detail.
actively looking for female coaches to come on and help. And it doesn't have to be on the bike. We have different levels of coaches with Arkansas NICA, level 1 through 3. And level 1 can just be someone that's managing kiddos and making sure they have their helmets on, underneath the tent and keeping things that way. So if you don't have skills on a mountain bike, you don't have to.
Yeah.
At level 1.
Would these people would these women be able to go to these events that you're talking about?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And depending on their level, they could, even lead the group on the rides. And we're really wanting to get more females out there, but especially the young girls riding.
Okay.
So is it typically a man's field? Do you know what I mean? I mean that men are the ones that
there's a lot
ride more.
Our age group that we're looking at, it looks like there's a lot more males than females.
Yeah.
And we're trying to bring more girls into the sport, because I'm going to tell you that bicycle levelizes the playing field with a lot of things. Basketball, you got to be tall. Be a horse jockey, you can't be tall. These bicycles, well, they're sized, so your height really doesn't play a factor into riding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
How does that work for somebody that's just wanting to stay in shape? Is this a good outlet for them?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Our expectations with the team is you can ride as much or as little as you want. And when we're looking for good human beings, that's who we're really looking for to be around these kids. And NICA has a pretty good, you got to go through a background check. They train us. We go through a lot of training to become coaches. And, me and my wife are both mental health professionals. We're used to going through adult background checks, child maltreatment checks. We're used to going through that for our licensure. NICA put us through a ringer tighter than our mental health profession did. And so they really focus on youth development.
Yeah.
And this is just an area, you don't need me to tell you. We get a good generation of kids. We get some good human beings going. When they become adults, they're more productive and more of that.
I love that puts you in that position. And with mental health, this is huge for mental health, I would think, for kids and for parents, adults as well. Yeah. But since you brought that up,
here's the question.
Tell us about mental health.
We like to call it mental fitness. And in the exact same way, we can take steps for our physical health, everything from diet to exercise. Well, believe it or not, that also affects our mental fitness. And like as soon as you say mental health, people start running. Like as soon as you start talking about mental health, people take off running. what we figured out is talking about it in a way where we talk about mental fitness and, there are skills that you can learn, and, therapists, we have this thing that we'll say, and it's a cliche, happiness is a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they fire you and they're done with you, as a therapist. The truth of it is happiness is a series of choices. It's choice after choice after choice after choice. And being mentally fit is skills of how to make these types of choices in our life. That, should I go to the bar to deal with this divorce, or should I go talk to somebody? Yeah. There's one of those choices that can lead to different outcomes. And mental fitness, I was speaking with a pro cyclist recently, and it had never occurred to me that the bike could be the problem. Like, it's always been the answer for me. It's always been acceptance, feeling good, a place to go, be accepted, have fun. And I started working with some of these pro cyclists, and sometimes, on my list of addiction, I never added exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Now I add exercise.
Right.
And so mental fitness, sometimes we can overdo things, especially in the performance world.
Well, they tend to trade one addiction for another.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times,
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So what's the name of your mental health?
Roni and I, we own Counseling and Family Therapy Center. We are
Okay.
downtown on the square.
Down by Psych Bike? Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes. And the name of the bike shop, our bike shop, is Psych Bike. And
Dude, y'all have to come back and talk about that.
I love the tar. That's what I do for a living. Yeah.
That's a whole nother one right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
You ever have an event where it's raining and you still go through with it? Do you have rain gear that you? How do you prepare for something like that?
We've got kit for everything.
Okay,
We've
all
got
right.
kit. I've got a tent for your bike.
You got to be kidding me.
No, bike packing. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Have you done that?
I have done it once, and I am more of a glamper
Yeah.
than a camper.
Yeah, I agree.
I like, my idea of heaven is Horseshoe Canyon Ranch. I love to go to
Yes,
Horseshoe Canyon
yes.
Ranch.
Yeah.
That's my idea of heaven.
That's camping.
But cycling, there is something for you. Like, folks that I sell more e-bikes than anything else, and here's what e-bikes are. It's how I keep up with a bunch of 15-year-old kids. All right, you still have to.
You got to be faster.
Oh yeah.
You still have to pedal, but these e-bikes give access. So when my wife Roni's talking about my mother-in-law being 79 years old and riding a bike with us, and she's telling the truth, and she gets on this e-bike and there she goes.
Yeah.
And there's just something about riding a bike.
Can you charge the bike by pedaling?
There are bikes that do that. Yes.
Okay.
Well, he'll have to come back and just give us all the
Yeah,
scenario on Psych Bike.
Yeah, I just need to bring some e-bikes and let you guys take off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I love to watch the smile.
I'll see you in Bergman.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we've been talking today with Kris Anderson and Roni Combs. They're owners of Psych Bike, and they also have the Counseling and Family
Therapy Center.
And they also run an organization called Buffalo Riders, and also Grit for the girls.
Yes.
And how can we find out more information about what you guys do?
Anybody that is interested in being a part of NICA, if anybody has any kids 5th grade through 12th that are interested in cross-country mountain biking, seeing what the Buffalo Riders are all about, come by the bike shop Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
We're there 6 days out of the week. 209 West Rush, downtown Harrison. We're in the building, we call it the Dog Patch Building. We've got Daisy Mae and little Abner on the side of the building in the schmoo.
Shucks.
Yeah.
There you go.
When are they going to open up the dollar store? That's the couple doors down from you, right?
Oh yes, and they soon it's
They had to
not
gut
burnt
the-
out anymore. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
gutted
they gutted
it out.
it,
It's
yeah.
all looking new on the inside.
Good,
And
good.
we're excited. We're excited. We
Good.
Well,
like
good.
we love
Did
the
you
downtown.
frequent the place?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
our
have to.
neighbors.
It's right
You know,
there.
it's our neighbor. We
think
like that's
so.
where my
Yeah.
lunch and get our supplies. And yes,
Rolades.
Rolades.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stuff. Hey, thanks guys for coming in.
Thank you for
And
having
if you're
us.
you got a Facebook page too, I'd
Yes.
assume. Yes.
Okay. And Instagram.
All righty. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Hey, we're going to take another break. We got more stuff for you from around the table with Dan and Ann. Stick around. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. Ann is recuperating from her one day
of hell.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. The problem with stuff like that is you never know when it's going to happen. It just creeps up on you.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
And it takes longer. The older I am, it seems like it takes longer to like today. I'm just clunk. You know, can't. I'm not really ready to eat a lot yet.
Yeah, for those youngsters out there wondering, or just saying, you guys are just old. Well,
you just
wait.
That's all I have to say. My son came over yesterday, and he's like, I could hear him. I was in the bedroom. I could hear him out talking to Richard, and he said, "Where's Mom?" So he told him. And I came out I was in my robe, and my hair was like sticking straight up. I didn't care. It was like miserable. But I was sitting there apologizing for the way my hair looked. And he said, "Why are you apologizing, Mom?" I'm like, "I don't know, because I look like I've been run over by a truck." I felt like it too.
Yeah, I think women are more susceptible to the image thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
do you want to talk about our?
Yeah, our sponsor for this half hour is Boulder Banking, Stone Bank. Boulder Banking.
Thank you, Stone Bank.
Yeah, and we'll have a guest on Friday's show from Stone Bank, and we'll get a little bit more deep into the topic of banking. Yeah. Banking is changing. It's changing. It's, with crypto coins and money systems.
Do you think banks will be obsolete someday?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think and they're moving more toward not even going into a bank.
What do you mean?
When I was looking for a home, I was looking for a lender.
Right.
And they just do everything. They didn't. I did it from.
You didn't need the
bank.
part?
Called the bank in town, and they sent me to call somebody out of town. And it was all online and fill this out and that. You never go see anybody.
I wonder if that makes a difference with your interest rate
and
all that.
I would think for a small town, you probably need that personal touch.
I would go to the bank.
Yeah.
Because I think they could negotiate probably interest rates somewhat.
A lot better,
Well, I tend to think so.
Yeah, you think so.
Yeah, and if you're a good... Anyway. Yeah.
Well, we got some questions we'll probably ask. And if you have questions that you would like to know about...
He is a loan officer, so...
Yeah, I'm sure he knows the ins and outs.
Yeah.
And if you...
That's Jackson Murray we're talking about, who will be on Friday.
Yeah, and if you're listening out there and you've got questions for banking, let us know, and we'll ask them on the air.
Oh, I'll put him on the spot. You know how our guests love that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Study shows that they're doing some research on the 5-second rule. You know what the 5-second rule is?
Yes, I do.
We drop something on the floor and you go 1, 2, 3.
No, I just pick it up.
I blow it off and throw it in my mouth.
So do I. That's probably how I got norovirus yesterday.
A microbiologist in Chicago has put the so-called 5-second rule to the test to see if it makes any difference when it comes to eating food when it fell on the ground. Instead of using a sandwich, the researcher just touched a series of Petri dishes onto a kitchen table for between 1 second and 1 minute, and then counted the bacteria colonies that formed. He found that there really isn't much difference between any of them, determining that the 5-second rule is totally bogus.
Wow.
Well, when you drop something, you think you've got little microbes just ready to jump on. Well, those microbes are already there.
Well, there you go.
If
Eat whatever you want off the floor, even if the dog licks it, we don't care.
Yeah, if you hold something in your hand long enough, it will mold.
Oh, yeah.
Or
yes.
degrade or whatever.
Exactly. You think about a funeral home, you don't really think about anything weird. I don't think death is weird. Do you think anything weird goes on at funeral homes?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard stories.
Really? Like what? Do I want to know?
Well, some cultures, they don't, they wait a week or so before they do the ceremony or anything.
Do they embalm them, though?
I don't know.
I would hope so.
There's some different weird things going on in that respect.
Well, a funeral home in Texas was ordered to shut down, but not because of that. but because a guy who showed up did a Facebook Live from the building. He found the funeral home empty with no air conditioning and at least 10 bodies improperly stored.
He found that?
Yes, he did. So he says.
He was snooping around.
He was snooping around. There was also construction going on outside. Then the police say that an employee of the funeral home showed up and asked him to stop filming. I bet he did.
Yeah, well, of course.
He said no, and that's when the employee stabbed him. He stabbed him. Anyway,
just another dead person
there
to
you
me.
go. He was able to drive himself to the hospital for minor injuries. But,
gosh.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I just don't think about weird stuff. I don't know. I guess there's a whole vibe with the funeral home. And
Yeah. Yeah, that's a topic you just don't want to delve into.
No, but I just did.
You just did. Too much so.
I went there anyway.
Let's see. Dyeing marshmallows instead of eggs this Easter is a thing now.
Like Peeps? Is that what they're talking
I
Or
know,
just marshmallows?
Just marshmallows, I think. Can't afford Easter eggs this year. Now people are dyeing marshmallows instead.
Okay.
I know they call them Peeps, but TikTok and Instagram are making budget-friendly homemade ones a thing.
Oh.
Last month, the price of a dozen eggs in the U.S. hit a high record amount, which has got a lot of people to start dyeing their marshmallows instead. Not only do they come out looking a lot like Easter eggs, but they can spare the office a week straight of hard.
We both got the coughs.
Yeah, I didn't read that sentence properly. Anyway,
they're dyeing marshmallows
Yeah.
rather than eggs because eggs are too pricey.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say.
That's the basis of the thing,
Yeah.
I think.
And then a cough overtook me.
Exactly. Y'all, the cough.
Yeah, really.
I found this very interesting that Google's AI is trying to talk
Yeah.
to dolphins.
Yeah.
The AI chatbots aren't just talking to people anymore. Google just made one to have a conversation with dolphins. The latest model of their AI program, Gemma, is being used to decode dolphin talk.
Oh my gosh, that
by
would be
creating a virtual dictionary of dolphin sound meanings. And Google claims that it's so advanced it can even generate dolphin sound sentences and listen for responses. Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Does it work? Well, only dolphins would know. But you can now download it onto your phone and try to chat with a dolphin yourself. And you just threw
Wow.
that first page away, but I'm going to hit this before you do.
Go ahead.
More proof Americans will bet on just about anything. Guess what they're betting on? Okay, a bunch of millionaires are holding a race in Los Angeles using male seed. Now, we all know what seed is, right? The seed of, you know what
Oh,
it is.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
I'm not going to explain
Didn't know it was something
it.
different. Yeah, okay.
Seed. Which is exactly what it sounds like. 2 samples from 2 anonymous competitors. This is a race. And 1 microscopic finish line. The this is to promote National Infertility Awareness Week. The idea was dreamt up by a teenage tech bro, Eric Zhu, who isn't just doing it for giggles. He's raising awareness for male fertility health, which is a real thing.
Okay.
The race is just 20 centimeters long and takes place under a microscope at the Hollywood
Oh my gosh.
Palladium
That's
with
funny.
live play-by-play coverage. The whole thing is expected to last about an hour. So I guess you see how long it takes the sperm to get.
I wonder if there's second place for endurance or fancy dance or all
Maybe
that stuff.
for how beefed up it is. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Best show. Best
Whatever.
of show.
Evidently, it's getting a lot of attention.
That's funny.
So.
Well, we should take another break before we have to end the show. And
Okay.
we'll do that. We'll be right back.
We'll
How
try to
about that?
cough off air.
Oh, my gosh. More coughing to come. Stay with us. Hey, and welcome back to our final minutes of Around the Table. Thanks so much for tuning in with us today. Hope you enjoyed the entire show. Hope every second, every minute, and every segment was to your liking. If not, we have a paper that we could send you. You could judge every second of the show.
We don't want you to get on our Facebook page and dog us. That's what that means. Only good reports is what we want.
We just want good. We don't. If you got some, some irreverent things you want to tell us, just omit those. We don't want to hear. We don't want to hear any of that stuff.
I am looking for more information about Dick's Five and Dime, but they are anyway. They're doing the streetscape.
Yeah.
And they're giving away 5 $100 shopping sprees every week. And so get yourself over there to Dick's Five and Dime. It's downtown, and you can go explore all of downtown while you're there. There you go.
I guarantee that there'll be something in the store that you'll say, do I have the money for that? Or, I probably should. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, I'm going to get 2.
Yep.
Doctors figure out how to implant a frozen kidney. Didn't you want to do this story?
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Somebody, one of us.
Let's see. I'll do it. Most of us can barely defrost a lasagna without it turning into a sloppy mess. But some doctors in Boston have figured out a way to transplant a previously frozen organ.
Wow.
Now you think, shouldn't they have gotten this down by now? How to do it?
Right.
They tried it on a pig with a kidney that had been frozen for 10 days, and after a few tries, it worked. The key is to freeze it in a matter of seconds. So I guess you have to flash freeze it.
Yes, because they don't want ice to form.
So it doesn't
like
form ice crystals inside of the organ. It could be a game changer for transplant surgery. Right now, doctors have only have a few hours before the organ becomes useless.
Wow.
So you gotta freeze it quick, and you just can't just throw ice on it, which that's what they used to do.
Right. Well, when they would transport on a plane or whatever to get from point A to point B. But, that's a game. Right now, there's only a certain window of opportunity for you to get a donor organ to the recipient.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a tedious process, but I would think this would be very beneficial if this comes to fruition with human.
Yeah. Well, I've heard they're doing stem cells technology now where they take a stem cell out of at the base of your brain, of yourself, from you, and then implant it into an organ that's failing or whatever, and it regenerates.
Game changer.
Yeah, so that technology's right around the corner.
Do you wonder if you're messing with God a little bit?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Because we're living longer, and if we were living back 50 years ago, most of us would be dead because of, a disease.
Lifespan was a lot less.
Something. So are we messing with God if we have improved?
Or did God? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Improved medical technology. Are we doing that?
And I feel like God. Put his hand in whatever you do as a living or whatever, whether that be a physician or a certain researcher or whatever, and so he's been gifted with knowledge, and so maybe it's not. I don't know. It's just always been a question in the back of my mind, and I went south on that one. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Let's see. I've got another one here. Let's see. Study how to have a perfect day.
Okay. How do you have a perfect day, Dan?
Well, here it is. The scientific formula for the perfect day, or at least that's the University of British Columbia claims. According to their data, we're happiest after 6 hours of quality time with our family. Then almost 4 hours socializing and hanging out with friends. Then 2 hours at the gym and 1 hour each for eating and screen time. Okay. But that only leaves 10 hours for work and sleep, which is why they suggest a 6-hour work day and lots of quick naps.
Oh, well, you know what? Most people don't live that life.
Yeah, they don't. I'm in reverse.
So, good luck if you do. More power to you.
Today is wearing your pajama to work day. We didn't get that memo. It's also National Eggs Benedict Day.
Do you like Eggs Benedict?
Sydney, that's her favorite.
Yours. I'm asking what yours is. Oh, okay.
Eggs, old-fashioned breakfast
She's
is
got
mine.
good taste.
She does. National Banana Day.
Okay.
Eat a banana.
I
And
did.
while you're at it, don't forget to peel it.
Have you ever tried to eat one without peeling it?
No, but I tasted a banana peel. It's not good.
Okay. Okay, I guess we'll be back tomorrow.
Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.